My name is Judy Gooch, and I'm a doctor who works with a lot of people who have had brain injury and other neurologic conditions. And my mission is to share with you the ins and outs of navigating life after brain injury. I have a wealth of videos on the subject, so consider subscribing to the channel, and then you can see the older videos as well as the new ones that come up. Today, I'm going to talk about how life is different after a brain injury, but it can be good. After a brain injury, survivors are often frustrated. You can't do what you could do before the injury. Now, we all set up patterns in our life, habits, the ways we spend our days. We go to school, we work, we take care of our families, ourselves. Maybe we hike, maybe we play games. But then brain injury happens, and things are not the same. Even after a mild brain injury, things can be different. There could be more struggles. Thinking may be more difficult. Processing information, making sense of what is said, may be slower. You may struggle with memory. Conversations might be more difficult. Executive functioning might be more difficult. This is planning, organizing, initiating tasks. You might have a hard time controlling your emotions. You might struggle with balance. Noisy or bright environments might be really overstimulating. Work can be more difficult if you can't remember what your boss said 10 minutes ago. School can be hard if you can't retain information. You might not want to get up in the morning. You might snap at friends and family. Family gatherings may be overstimulating. Balance problems may keep you from riding your bike. These changes are frustrating and not what you wanted or asked for. So here you are, stuck, and you cannot get your life back. What can you do? Well, after brain injury, there is help, and you can improve. Cognitive therapy can help with thinking difficulties. Mental health counseling can help with emotional struggles. Educating friends and family members can improve understanding and make your life better. Exercise can help brain function. Simple things like taking brain breaks every hour can make life easier. So you can get better, but some struggles may stick around. Your life might not be what it was. So now what? Even though it's different, even though it's not what you planned, even though it's more difficult, life can be good after a brain injury. It can be deeply satisfying. So how do you get there? Well, I'm just going to give you a couple of examples. Sarah had a severe brain injury in a car accident. She was in the hospital in a coma for a week. And then she was on inpatient rehabilitation for a month. Finally, she went home and she was able to walk and talk. She looked normal, but she had really significant memory struggles. She was irritable. Before the injury, she was a full-time hairdresser. She managed the household and she took care of 2 kids. Well, months later, she was still super fatigued. Working full-time, taking care of the kids in the house was just impossible, and it was exceedingly frustrating. She felt worthless, like she was letting everyone down. She worked with a cognitive therapist to figure out how to structure her life. She was able to go back to work part-time because it was a familiar job. There was not a lot of new learning. She had a schedule for her friends and her family to help with the house and the kids. Eventually, she started a brain injury survivor podcast, which was deeply satisfying. So her life was different, but her life was good. Roger, at age 68, had a stroke. He was retired and he loved to travel with his wife before the injury. He skied many days in the winter and rode his bike in the summer. After the stroke, he couldn't walk and he could barely talk. He went through inpatient rehabilitation and then outpatient therapy. He regained his ability to walk. He needed a cane. He was able to communicate his basic wants and needs, but still had talking difficulties. Anyway, he started cross-country skiing with an adapted device. And in the summer, he rode an adaptive bike with an adaptive sports program. He was able to travel. The places had to be accessible. And he was satisfied. It wasn't what he was, but he was enjoying life. So what are the common threads here? Both of these people experienced great loss. Their lives were different. They couldn't do what they previously could do. They were frustrated and down. Well, they found some help for their struggles after brain injury. Also, they found a new life path, new interests, new ways to do things. They found satisfaction and enjoyment in life. So you need to know there is hope and there is help after brain injury. If you found value in this information that I shared, please consider liking and subscribing to this channel. It helps the channel grow and helps this community grow. Thank you.